is this one happening? No, nothing. Oh, here we go. No, okay, hold on. It's cooking. I'm on some random... Well, let me put on some music for this. There's some random pre-made live stream that I made. Yeah, I think this is... Alright. Jeez, that was a walk. Let me just say on my channel to jump. Weird, okay. Yo, sketch side. I have a viewer. Alright, I should actually be doing something though. How about you? Can you see it? I think it's on there. It's just like a very it's the poor man's live stream. So we got this live stream at home. No thumbnail. Yeah, okay. Let's hide this one. Let's hide this one and then we'll get to drawing. So weird that happened. Get this off my channel. And then one live stream now. Okay, yeah. We're rolling. You can see it, word. Okay. The preset one that I had just wasn't connecting to OBS, so playing a lot of technicality things going on. Alright. This is what the first live stream is all about, just working out the kinks. Okay. Should probably do a little intro for this. Maybe I'll clip all this other stuff, jump it right to here. So I had everyone vote for different covers for my part 2 of my comic, and then this one was the winner. So today we're gonna actually draw it live for my first live stream of the channel, which is cool. The polls did actually surprise me though too. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, Rick. Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't connecting. Alright. Enough jibber jabber. Time to the actual meat of the matter. Let's see, we can all see that still? Good. Word. Good. The whole ink folder. This is rough. What's up? More Marita, Kashida, and Kushala. What's going on? Thanks for joining on the Sunday. Oh, yikes. Okay, so for this cover, what everyone liked about this, let me change the transparency. What everyone liked about this was the clutterness of it. It's just full of random fantasy crap, fantasy items littered about. So I was actually thinking everyone that's on here maybe can help me pick some good iconic fantasy weapons and stuff to kind of reference in this thing. You know what? I'll actually show the page from part 2 of my comic that I'm referencing. Give you the full scope. Because nothing new. Comic covers sometimes will be a more highly rendered snapshot of what goes on in the thing. So in this case, I'm doing like a highly rendered version of this page. Let's see if we can see this. Yes, we can. All right. So he's trying to... Does it look good on here? Yeah, no, that looks good. So he's trying to do something. If you read the comic, you'll see. And he has a bottomless item bag. That thing never stops. So he's always just pulling out some sort of weapon. And I had a little cheeky thing by the end where he's just pulling and pulling and pulling. And you can see there's just a whole junk pile of all this other stuff. Hold on, let me move it right there. So you can see there's like the God of War axe up here at the top. God of War axe. I threw classic ocarina. We got the Spyro dragon thing here. This was kind of the Sauron eye that Saruman has in like that crystal orb. Got a mouse bomb here, Witcher, Wind Waker reference, Deku Leaf, Pokeball, another Wind Waker reference. Peanuts, don't know what that's from. Kind of a boss key here. Other Zelda thing right here. Crash Bandicoot, Minecraft, Chaos Emeralds. So that's kind of the bit that I'm doing. So for this, I want to litter it with all this stuff. I think I kind of drew like a Metroid helmet here. And what else did I draw here? Like the Witcher thing. Just things that are recognizable. I think this is the Pokedex right here, which just does not fit at all. But, you know, it's cheeky. So let me get back to the grind. Rough this out a little more. Figure that stuff out. Buster Sword? Is that from Berserk or Monster Hunter? What am I thinking of? Oh, yeah, Final Fantasy. Yes, you know what? I will probably actually slip it. I kind of had a Kingdom Hearts key sword right here. Maybe I'll swap that. Or maybe I'll put it here. Who knows? Keyblade, yep. Way ahead of you. What's up, Flippy from Flip a Cup? Flip Cup? You play Flip Cup? We'll start here. We'll do the Witcher thing. That's an iconic one. Witcher necklace. That's what it's called, right? What is it called? Yeah, something like that. Does it really look like a wolf, though? Not really. It's gonna be tiny, though. Right here. Something like that. I need to clean that up a lot. Sometimes people don't live stream as actual people. How you doing? Doing good. Just hightailed it from Huntington to get here. It's running a little late. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. On the liking my style. This does not look like a wolf. I might draw something else. Start here too. You are also doing a comic. Nice. What's it about? How far are you? I definitely want the Keyblade up here somewhere. You know, maybe I'm going to draw the characters first, and then we'll get all the fantasy paraphernalia all over the place. But just goodbye, you. Banished. Let's draw these guys first. Let me figure that out. Oh, they're kind of set, honestly. I like his expression here. But this part needs work. It's like a cleanup. So just grabbing it like... Did I draw this thumb the wrong way? It's going like this. I did draw. Did I really draw it the wrong way? Yoinks. Okay. Get it together. What I'm drawing here, I kind of want it to be this weapon here. Just kind of, I don't know, something from Mario or something. Not really even Mario, just, it's one of those, I don't know what they're called. Whatever the weapon is called. I think it was in Samurai Jack too. I don't know. This is him pulling it out of the item bag, so let's just... right there. Oh wait, actually, let's move that here, let's move that here. bonobo. I'm not challenging you. I think you're right. Let me just Google it to confirm for myself. Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Thank you. Your comic is about a zombie apocalypse, but there are some people with powers, but they're just projects. So they're not even human, but look like one. Okay. So they like help the humans? Or they're like bit by zombies that made them super or something? Is like Heroes meets The Walking Dead or something? The spiked bat. I think this is the only part I really needed to figure out. This mic still sounds good, right? It doesn't need to be closer. Is it probably good here? I'm not hearing any complaints. Should go here. Look at some fantasy iconic video game items. Alright, this looks like a good amount. A Tetris block? That's actually kind of funny. Let's do the Spyro dragon real quick. Oh, you know what? I should kill two birds with one stone and get the TikTok live on here too. Go to live. Cool. I want to run OBS on both platforms, but TikTok makes you jump through a couple hoops of like, you need to do this amount first. So. Oh, I forgot I had a shovel for shovel night. Let's add that there too. So let's do... I'm all over the place. You're just like a random star, something. They don't need to be exact one-for-ones, but just enough for you to be like, hold up, is that what I think it is? looks actually pretty good. What do we want to do next? Trunks time machine. That could be good, but is that too outside of this like Zelda fantasy genre that my comic is? Also, isn't Trunks time machine? It's like a fucking time machine, right? That's that's a big thing. I don't know if I want to take up so much real estate. Maybe. That's an. I'll keep the helmet right here. All right. How the hell do you draw a Chaos Emerald? And by that I mean, how do you draw jewelry? Okay, circle top, flat top actually. Looks pretty good, right? Maybe a little too big. I'll have something here and then one more emerald, just kind of. Yeah, we'll just nudge it in right there. Basically, they made them to destroy the world, but a lot of them failed and turned to zombies, and then it started an outbreak. Nice. How far along are you on it? Or are you still in the conceptualization phase? So I'm talking to sketch side. You could do the capsule instead. Yeah, that sounds more plausible. Let me put some of these other critters and things on first, and then I'll get the whole feng shui of it. Ooh, I definitely want to do a Banjo-Kazooie Jiggy as well. Actually, what do I have on my comic page? I have... Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to do a Jiggy, which I think I already drew. Let's do, you know what, I have the Mario blue shell right here. I'll draw that. I'll just draw, I'm just going to draw the shell and I will stitch it in later. I need to be a little free with it because I don't want to be just too Mario. You know what? I drew the shell, but it's not the angle I want. Smash ball. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. That's gonna actually. You know what? That actually would fit beautifully right here. But I'm actually gonna put it. Oh, you know what? I want to throw another emerald up here too. Your comic, Marita Kashida, I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. Your comic is about two very traumatized kids saving each other from abuse and loneliness in a world that's given up on compassion. 2 more chapters and you'll have the first arc. Hell yeah. Okay. First arc. That's awesome. Where are you putting it? You put it on like webtoons, you have your own site. We're gonna put the smash ball somewhere over here. Let's put the smash ball right here. But then I want something here to kind of cover it up, so it's not just aggressively the Smash logo. Actually, I get chopped for doing that. I don't want Nintendo on me for being cheeky and putting on my cover. Maybe I'll do it at like an angle. I'll make it kind of like this instead. No, that's just the peace sign. What? I'll risk it. I'll go raw and I'll see how it looks. And I have this stuff here too. I need to fill up that. Global Comics, nice. You know what? I have not given any love to my TikTok side. Let me see. What's going on, everyone? How many people we got here? I'm really just letting the other one run. Maury is fine. Sorry, yeah, I'm juggling multiple things at once. Okay, this is good in theory, but I liked it. This. Yeah, this is probably better. Ta-da. Yeah. Man, I am not doing good on this shell. I'm gonna have to revisit it. You know what? I'm gonna put the God, what's it called? The Crash Bandicoot box. I'll put it right here. Actually, no, okay, we got the portal box here. So it kind of, it balances, right? It looks... actually, I'm gonna banish it to over here. I think it's gonna go like right here. think someone else said they were working on a comic. Or not. IDK, yo. I want to do the... Let's grab the Zelda hook shot. Is this music too loud? No, probably not. It's probably fine. Or maybe I need the mic even closer to me and kind of in the way, but maybe this sounds better. Doing comic right now will watch me, not gonna lie. You know what, that's the exact vibe that I want you to be doing while I'm drawing. It's kind of like just hanging out. Because I like looking at other indie comic YouTube live streams and kind of just have something on where it's like someone else is being creative and work in the background as while I'm working. So, if you're feeling that with this, 2 thumbs up. I love that. That's exactly why I wanted to start doing this, and, you know, if people fuck with it, I'll keep doing it. Just spent 3 months on chapter 5, so I'm burned the hell out. Yeah, I will not fault you for that. Started reading Jeff Smith's Bone. Bone is elite. That's my favorite graphic novel series. It ran the Scholastic Book Fair back in the day. I remember I saw the first out from Boneville. It was the colored Scholastic version, and I was like, yeah, it looks cool. Like the little cartoony guy looks cool. Flipped through a couple pages. I flipped to one where it was like a rat creature like just roaring at him in the snow, and I was like, oh, I gotta get this book ASAP. And ever since then, it's just been that's where the love story started. I've read like 3 Bone books a while back. Okay, so you read up to like the Storm. The Eye of the Storm. That's where he really started shifting gears from like Looney Tunes shenanigans to like his real like Lord of the Rings style lore. It's kind of like he's kind of did the OG animation shows where like season 1, like the first 1 or 2 seasons of a show is like cutesy and like everything's episodic, and all of a sudden it just shifts gears entirely and it gets real dark for no reason, but then you kind of fuck with it too. What else could I put in here? Holy Neptune official. Holy art, bro. This is fire. Appreciate it. I mean, they're just scribbles right now, but you know, I love that. Thank you. Reading the black and white collection. Yes. Okay. So you have the tome. The tome. That blew my mind. That you could like sell a book in a brick like that. Commit a small misdemeanor throwing it through someone's window. Insane. I never knew that books could be that big. Comic books, I mean. need something here. I want something to jet out here. Let's try the Metroid. But should I medievalify it a bit? Or should I just be a little cheeky and just have it? Yeah, I need more fantasy, I think. Scribbles that look better than my art that takes like an hour to... Hey, I mean, you know. Scribbles, it's funny how people... I'm even the same when I'm like looking at art on Twitter, X, whatever the hell it's called, and it's like concept art or like work in progresses. We're not here for the grammar. But the art is like unfinished or super scribbly scrabbly, and it just looks so much better for some reason. It's like because the energy is still like, oh, okay, I'm just throwing this all over the place. You have to be careful, like when you're inking, to not like lose that energy. Hey, Chrissy.
Yeah.
What's the temperature at?
It is hot. Let's see.
I'm feeling the heat.
Here, let me make it.
I listen to. It's what?
At 70, but I'll put the 68.
Yeah. Oh, 68, even better. I listen to music sometimes. Listening to something while making. Yes. Gone are the days when you would just raw dog it and draw with literally no audio stimulation. Or I feel like you need to have something to listen to. Whether that's a lo-fi instrumental or a podcast or something. Just kind of helps move time faster in a way. Or you can at least then, if you feel like you're not being productive or efficient, but then you realize that you've been drawing for one podcast's length, it's pretty good. It's better than 0 minutes, I'll tell you that much. What else do I want to add here? You know what, I think I'm going to add the... Actually, up here, let's add the Zelda boss key. And something will need to go right here, probably. Actually, this is too many eyeballs. So I'm gonna move this guy. Move it. I didn't consider that. Move it right here. And then this can go like this, and that can go like that. And then we'll have, yeah, there, okay, that's looking better. Let's have the, put like an egg thing here. Too many circles. Something needs to go here. Some of Maury's rough storyboards are way more, yes, way more expressive. It's because you're just like flicking the wrist. I can't work in silence, but if I'm writing dialogue, I need those rain sound videos. Lyrics podcasts are too distracting. Yeah, you know, actually, I kind of felt like that in school, like when I was writing an essay. I don't know how people wrote essays with music on and stuff, but when I write scripts and stuff now, I actually, the lyrics or people speaking and stuff doesn't affect me as much. I don't know if that's a with age thing or over time. Practice makes perfect. I use the color bucket too, and it is so yeah, can't say I have a better answer for you on that. I still am a constant color bucket user. I was thinking about making a video, trying like different ways of coloring, timing myself or something, seeing which one is the best. Still might. Put a shield here. This is a good idea. I want to put the shovel. Alright, this is all coming together. What does Shovel Knight's shovel actually look like? It is a regular shovel. Got it. And it actually has some points to it. Like a little... Okay, I'm gonna need things to cover that up. What am I doing here? I don't know. I usually make a couple covers and pick which one's the best. True, yeah. So for this one, for me in this scenario, I did draw 3 rough ideas of what this cover could be. And then I had you guys vote. So you can actually see on my posts on my channel that you could have picked which ones. I was actually surprised how much everyone liked this one the most. It was not what I was expecting, but once the masses made it clear, I was like, okay, I actually see the appeal behind it. I'm with it, which is cool. Gotta have the good slingshot, right? Actually, did I draw the slingshot up here somewhere? Oh, I did, right here. Okay, let's get rid of you. Oh, you voted for 2. Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, my first instinct, what I was thinking would be the better cover was number 3, because I thought it was more like action-y or like enticing to be like, what is that? But I guess if you don't really know the context of what's going on in it, you kind of look just kind of like a blob fest without a whole lot of like things to anchor it for you. But art styles changed a lot since Blood and Land. Yeah, thank you. This one's definitely more of like a cartoony, really leaning into like the SpongeBob of it all. Blood in the Land, I can still draw Blood in the Land, which is this guy right here, because it had more of that apocalyptic. It's going for The Last of Us, so I wanted the. This is not the right book. I mean, like version. I mean, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, just different art style. Oh, I can't see this. A little more realistic, a little grittier. And then this is... I'm having a lot more... Not a lot more fun drawing these. It's just, it's easier. But I can still look. I can still whip it out if needed. You know, get his beard and all that jazz. That's awesome that you're able to, or you noticed that, the Blood in the Land comparison. Must mean you've been here for a while. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me actually take a stab. Weird. I hear you laughing around the corner. I was gonna say take a shot or take a stab, and I just meshed them together. Take a stab. Take a stab. Witcher. What the hell is this called? Witcher wolf necklace. Does it really look like this? I need to see like a drawing of it or something. Oh yeah, diabolical. Does not look like a wolf. But that's okay. It's cool. You've been subbed since 2022. All right, OG. Dang, you've seen all my peaks and pits on this channel, figuring it out. Still figuring it out, but that's awesome. This wolf looks so mean. I need to draw this over here. I'm too focused on it being in the corner, and I just need my space. I read part 1 of Sidequests Galore. Yo, thank you, thank you. It's so good. Dude, thank you. I'm gonna read Blood in the Land, just don't have the money right now. Spend it all on a drawing tablet. Nice, what drawing tablet? Also, no rush. It's here to stay. It'll be on my site. So enjoy that drawing tablet for now. Totally. But I'm curious which one you got. What's up, Ryan? Can't wait for SideQuest 2. Appreciate you jumping on. I think I saw you jumping on the TikTok one too. I have no idea how that's doing. Oh, what's up? I am getting people. These are wolf ears. Wait, what the? They're wolf ears somehow. I don't know, I feel like I'm losing the form on this. Actually, it's all right. Tripping up here. Maybe it's really a little shorter. Something like okay. Sound off. Does this kind of look like the Witcher wolf necklace? It doesn't have to be exact. I'm actually not going for exact, but if it just reminds you of it, I will take it. Did I finish Blood in the Land, or is it on a hiatus? Yes, it is on a hiatus. I don't know. I was grinding on part 2. I was just a little under halfway through, and then I decided years ago, I was like, maybe the big book game is a little daunting for just a young pup trying to figure it out. Not a big dog yet. So I tried splitting it up, and I ran a Kickstarter where I like split up the first 2 chapters, and I made it black and white just to keep production easy. You guys can see this, right? Yeah. But then that Kickstarter failed, which kind of made me take a little bruising. Maybe not reconsider the story or the book. I just needed to reconsider how to handle like my social media and YouTube in order to figure out who connects with my stuff and likes or wants to read my stuff. So I think I involuntarily made it a hiatus because I wanted to focus on the community building or the content and the social media and get a little more seen. I don't know. And then I guess in that process I was like, the book just started to feel older and older in a sense. So you know what? If there's an influx of readers and everyone's like, "Bro, I'm waiting for part 2," that would maybe be the push I need to just like grind the rest of it out. But it's constantly on the brain. I'm constantly thinking about like picking it back up or like figuring out how to split it up into smaller chapters. Actually, there's a lot with all this time that's passed. I've had a lot of like critical reflection. I don't think that's the right term, but I can look at how part 2 was going, and I can see like problem areas that I would like honestly take the big leap and kind of like scrap a couple of it and like redraw and reformat how the chapters go. Kind of just a whole like soft reboot for something that was never even released. So I guess in a sense, putting it on pause for a while could be good. It might benefit the story in the long run, but I think for now I was just having fun drawing these more like cartoony, lackadaisical something. These characters that are just, you know, really push the poses, push the expressions. I don't know. So I do want to revisit Blood in the Land eventually, but let's just see how Sidequests does for a quick minute. So yeah, sorry, that was a whole ramble. I get hit with O. Sorry, I mean, listen, if you're waiting for part 2, if you tell me you're waiting for part 2, that might motivate me to kick it into gear. But I just really wanted to put some love into this for a minute too. You feel me? That was my attempt at a puzzle piece. Jiggy. Not good. Let's try this again. This is actually probably good placement. This. Like that. But then this should still be over it in a sense. Maybe like there. Okay. I should save my project before this whole thing goes kaput. The X, alright. Sketch side year new tablet is the X Pen Artist 15.6. What's that? I don't know that. X Pen 15.6 tablet. Oh, nice. Oh, okay, you can draw on the screen. Hell yeah. I only know Wacom and Cintiq. This looks nice though. Awesome, yeah. I see some of you got little crowns on here. God, I sound like such an unk. I don't know what the live stream stuff is. You got crowns, which means you're participating? I don't know. What's going on here? I need something to go right here. What would be good? Right here, maybe if I draw their silhouettes, I can work on the backside a little more. Gotta do the God of War thing again. Yeah. It's gotta fit in the... Yeah, okay. Boy. Why am I tripping? What is the other side of the axe look like? What is it? It's like the Leviathan axe? Is that what it's called? God. Okay, yeah, it has a little thingy at the end. Maury, you still have a 2019 iPad Pro. Does what it needs to do. Hell yeah. Wish Procreate had a better text engine. I don't use Procreate. This is Photoshop. But I did get what's that? What's the Android tablet? The Move Ink, the Wacom Move Ink. I just got that recently. Where is it? And since it's an Android tablet, I had no choice but to download Clip Studio Paint for it. It wouldn't use Photoshop, so I am now paying for two different programs. But that's fine. This tablet's pretty fun to draw and take it wherever you want. Oop, I'm breaking it. slingshot. I need these items to overlap each other a little better. No, it's too crowded now. Can never get the hang of Clip Studio. I can do desktop tablet. Desktop tablet, yeah. Yeah, I'm using Clip Studio in its most primitive form. I'm kind of treating it as like my. Actually, are we doing a little show and tell? Should I boot up a little something? Why not? I'm kind of treating it as just like my thumbnail in rough era. Hold on, I got the password. Like I drew the covers on this tablet. I kept it really scratchy and loose. Here, I actually have multiple versions of these all. You want to see how? You want to see what this? I'm tapping on the tablet. You want to see what I'm currently drawing? Some of the earlier versions. They look like this. They look like. Hold on. Just super like what? I was really figuring it out. No. Hold on. This is a bogus show and tell. Yeah, it took me a minute to figure out. I drew one with a bunch of the items everywhere. What I don't like about this portable tablet is there's no easy way to undo something. Here was an alternate version of cover option 3. You can see, yeah. Show the TikTok side too. Oh yeah, I just really like Agorn's pose in the third cover. He's like, no. And you're wondering like what the hell's going on up there with this obsidian beacon thing. That's cool. Coming together. I didn't even realize all this is kind of a wash. Good to know, this whole area. Which means also this is kind of in the way. I want that space. I want the space in between here. I should put the box. We just muddled in here. What's up, Mateo? Thanks for joining. So you weren't tired of hearing my voice. Good to know. It's silky smooth. Yeah. The ASMR is coming. I like to do most of my thumbnails and concept art in small sketchbook. Helps me. Yes, 100%. I think I'm really trying to do that too. Like have more of a zoom out thing, so you can like see a bird's eye view of it all. I can get way too into the details, and then I zoom out, and I'm like, damn, I've been working 15 minutes on straight buns. I like drawing on a drawing tablet, but I don't have a stand or a desk, so my back is dead. Can't even like, well, how's that any different from just like back in the school days? You would just have a, you know, stack of white paper and you would just draw down, you know what I mean? I mean, it might give you a chicken neck, but I feel like that's how I used to do it. No, don't worry. Are you getting hungry? Oh, you did? You bastard. I'm not even that hungry. No, I'll probably just make my last creamy. Call it a day. Oh, this tablet's so zoomed out you can't even see. That's good. That looks better, right? God, I got sun today. I did get burnt. Yeah. Okay, what I think I want to do is at least populate this whole thing with all the items, and then maybe I'll end this as the first stream. really big rings. It's really big rings. What's your typical drawing environment? Music or TV in the background, or just locked in, no music? I have not raw dogged in a long time like that. I usually always have something playing, like Spotify playlists, sometimes podcasts. It depends which phase of the comic, I think. I think podcasts, if there's a whole conversation going, it's harder to thumbnail and plan like the pacing of the dialogue or where the word bubbles go, because there's other voices in your head. In the podcast sense, not like there's voices in my head. But then once you're just like actually just drawing loosely or like getting the finer details, I could throw on a podcast. I don't really watch TV shows or anything well, because I want to watch the shows. So I think all in all, music carries me. I like drawing on a drawing tablet. Oh wait, I already read that. What is happening here? I just draw on my bed. My back is probably 50 different kinds of effed up. Draw on your bed like you're like sitting hunched over, or you're like in a corpse, you're like holding it up like this the whole time. You're going Sistine Chapel with it. Looking good so far. Appreciate it, Sketchside. I want to draw like a lantern thing right here. Oh wait, we got more stuff. Podcasts are def hit or miss. Sometimes it's good. The Office background, yeah. No, yeah, I guess if I have to like, if I've chronically watched a show to death, then maybe it's not as much of a distraction during. Yeah, and that's not bad. I think even then I'll still get hypnotized by the show and start just watching it rather than drawing. When in doubt, just throw some random crystals in the background to show how many items he has. He has so many items. Too many items to count. Oh, I completely forgot to add the Keyblade. I haven't even really played Kingdom Hearts. Doesn't mean I still don't like it, or at least have it somewhat represented. I did see the trailer for that new one, though. They're definitely adding Marvel into it, aren't they? Sound off in the comments if you agree they're definitely adding Marvel. Everyone type Marvel in all caps if you agree. How long does it take you to draw these covers for your comics? This one's... How long have I been doing this? About an hour and a half. This is a little longer because it's my first live stream, so I'm getting to the flow of like drawing and chatting, and so it's not a whole lot of just drawing. My other one, my first part 1 cover, probably took me a couple days. I'm kind of quick with it. It's not supposed to be like a flex. I just naturally draw a little faster, I think. It's the coloring that takes forever. Or at least the most recent cover took forever. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, sir. Gridlock. You see the Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference. Okay, this Keyblade's gotta go somewhere, though. What about right? Yeah, okay, wait, this is cooking. Ooh, wait, actually. I can block the Yu-Gi-Oh! There we go. What am I doing? There's a little Mickey Mouse chain at the end of this Keyblade. I am not doing that. I do not need Disney on my ass for no reason. Oh, this is good. This is fun. Yeah, it's ugly, but it'll glow up before you know it. What is that handle? What am I doing here? How long does it take you to complete your average page? Is that like in its entirety, or like from like thumbnail to ink to color, or like how long does it take for me to ink? Because I'm not trying to be complicated. I just think I have some different answers for that. Inking, I can actually ink pretty quickly, I want to say. Oh, was that a heart? Did I just get a heart from someone? I hear you laughing back there. Thanks, yeah. No, but hold on, I'm feeling like such an unk seeing a heart floating, and I don't know who to thank for that. You saw it too? Okay. In its entirety. In its entirety. That depends on the pitch. Here, you know what? So, anyone that's tuning in right now, this cover is like a more highly rendered version of a page from part 2 that I'm working on. So it's like, you know, like another spin on like the page you would read in the comic, which is this page right here. Let's zoom out a bit. Zoom out all the way. Boom. So you guys can see this, right? Yeah, okay. So I guess I have the thumbnails. This probably takes, I don't know, like maybe thumbnailing would take me about a page or two, like maybe a night, like an hour or two. It's usually, if the composition starts tripping me up, that will take a minute. But then the inking itself, I'm pretty quick with, so I wouldn't say, I could probably ink a page a day, which maybe is an overshot. I maybe giving myself too much, but it's the coloring that's a total slog. It looks beautiful, the rendering. Alright, let's do like... I'm not gonna even click on all these layers. I have too many layers to do. But yeah, like a page like this would probably take me like a couple days at least. Not a full week, I want to say. If I'm really locked in. I don't know if that was a satisfactory answer. Sorry. Because I know I'm curious about that too with other indie comic artists on YouTube. I'm like, how fast do you grind? How fast do you put these out? And then they give a fluid answer where you're not really sure. So I will say I can ink at least 2 pages a day on a good day. Coloring, I can flat maybe 2 pages a day, and then render like shading and stuff like 1 page a day. Is that a better answer? I don't know. Let me know. You should do another draw a comic in 23 hours. I love that video. Yeah, you know what? I actually do. I have. Hold on. I have been brainstorming an idea to keep those characters going for like a little free mini comic time attack thing. So, and I've actually been wanting to do it recently. So you know what? How many? I think I'm at 2,800 subs, and I did that first one when I hit 1,000, and then I should have done another comic with them, with those characters, when I hit 2,000. My bad. How about, since we're at 2,800, let's hit 3K, and I will do another one, because I have a cool idea for them, taking them to a different planet, and different abilities, and a little more of a fleshed out idea. So the production will be like in a 24-hour span. I don't know. Let's see where we go with it. The instant there's even a whiff of Disney, Mickey rolls up his sleeves and busts down the door. Fight and give me... Yeah! That's good. Yeah, I will be avoiding that part. Do your thumbnails all at once, and then you finish everything page by page. No, yes, like, exactly that, same wavelength. Like, get all the rough chicken scratch placement down, and then when it's the real fine details, that is unfortunately slower. But that's okay. I'm gonna keep reading what you guys are saying. I should probably put a line onto the page. Oh shit, I'm also still on TikTok too. Oh. Due to inactivity. Alright. My TikTok live was disconnected due to inactivity. I was not as chatty as I am here. Sorry. But now that I put in those dues, I can actually use my OBS to live stream both in tandem at the same time. See what good comes from that. Okay, what do we got here? Where do you get your inspiration for your art style? Honestly, I was talking about it. We were talking about it, the group, the council here. We were all talking about Bone, Jeff Smith's Bone. I found those books during like a scholastic book fair when I was in 3rd grade, and I think that is probably one of the strongest inspirations for like just good inking and like bold, crisp characters that can be cartoony or can be a little detailed, but you kind of flows whichever way you're feeling. I'd probably say Bone. But if I had to throw in a couple extras into this melting pot, maybe a lot of anime influences. I grew up reading like Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece, the big 3. So I definitely had some anime flair in there too. Or like Last Airbender in a bit. Crash Bandicoot box here. That's good. And then I once heard Todd McFarlane does 1 page per day. For any of you normies out there that don't know who that is, just kidding, I recently caught up on that. He made Venom, or drew Venom, and Spawn. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Pretty sure that's the gist. Like that's this hard stop pace. So I've been trying that for the past few months and it's working pretty well. Hell yeah. Honestly, 1 page a day, that's actually really good. I remember I made a couple TikToks a few months back asking people what they thought about it. Like 1 page a day, productive or nah, flex or nah, go in God mode or you're just burning yourself out on both ends. It's kind of everyone's consensus was all over the place, but I think, yeah, objectively, if you're getting into a good flow state with 1 page a day, keep at it. It's kind of like running like a mile a day, right? Like it doesn't feel like much, but before you know it, you'll be running more, maybe? You'll be drawing more? Who knows? Is this a good enough Keyblade? Rough. Do I have to do more? That being said, my art style is way simpler than his. So I can actually do. Yeah, I think anyone that's trying to make a comic has faced that realization that whatever like concept art style or like the initial way you were drawing stuff was way more detailed or you put a lot more time into it, and then you realize for a comic, if there's 200 panels in the book, that's a lot of drawing the same thing over and over and over, and you have to be like quick with it. You have to be efficient with it. It's actually like for anyone, we were talking about my other comic, Blood in the Land, and that art style. I had, when I was drawing, hold on, I'm pulling up the archives. Oh, this isn't even the right sketchbook. Yeah, jeez, okay. Get some good ones here. Alright, these are like some concept arts I drew. Blood in the Land, which is my other comic. It's apocalyptic. And you can see how they look, how the characters look. They're like not realistic, but they're something. But my concept art was very super, just overly detailed. Like I just gave him a lot of gear, I think. Or I was trying to figure out like the claw. Actually, I don't really know if my argument or my statement here is going through. I just feel like I put a lot more like detail work into how he looks. Okay, let's go this way. It's still like the bones are there, right? And also, again, I don't know. Check it. Like, it says 2019. This was drawn in 2019. Yeah, 2020, still figuring out their art style. So it's all over the place. Until you actually start drawing a comic and you need to draw it over and over and over. So you need it to be simpler and simpler. Or not if you want, but who knows. My style is more simple too because I am just starting to make art. Also, thank you for motivating me. Yeah, oh. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank me? No, thank you. No, thank you. The character reminds me of Oblivion Song. Oblivion Song. Oh, is that? Hold on. It's that Robert Kirkman apocalyptic one, right? Yeah. I'm assuming the ragged duster cloak or something gave you that vibe. Mine takes place in like an ice apocalypse. Everything's frosty. I feel like so many apocalyptic stories love doing like The Last of Us Overgrown or the Mad Max Desert. don't see a whole lot of ice stuff other than what's the Chris Evans one with the train? The roaches are like blocks of food. What was that one? Well, that's one of them. And I think like Tropic Thunder, Ben Stiller, Who Left the Fridge Open? It's another ice apocalyptic one that I got ready to go. And then mine. So. Snowpiercer, yes, yes. God, I wanted to say Bullet Train for some reason. Just wrong movie. Frostpunk comes to mind. I don't know that one. Frostpunk. Frost. Ah, shit, I mean, it looks like what inspired me too, so. Okay. You know what this kind of reminds me of too? Frostpunk. Interesting. This reminds me of another. This is a very, very deep cut for what inspired Blood in the Land. But do you guys know Lost Planet? Never got to play it, but I know Lost Planet. Hell yeah. It was conceptually just a beautiful idea. Like, if it were made now, or if it were made, I don't want it to be AI slop now. If it were made, it was ahead of its time. Let's just say. I think the concept was really creative, and it just ticked a lot of boxes for like that action adventure sci-fi. All of it. The second one was a lot of fun. I never played the third one, but I respected that they tried to go a little more narrative driven with it. Apparently the gameplay was repetitive and boring as hell, which is a huge bummer. And then I think that kind of killed the series, but yeah, that one was a secret treasure. Listen to the soundtrack. City Must Survive from Frostpunk at some point if you can. It's some of the greatest video game music you'll ever hear. No shit. Okay, here I'm gonna copy this. The City Must Survive. I'm gonna save it on my tab. City Must Survive. Frostpunk. Okay, it's saved on my tab. I'll give it a listen. After the stream. Okay, what other items things to add in here. Fantasy-esque. I keep gravitating towards Zelda, but I know there's other things out there, so what can I add? Oh, maybe like a Minecraft block? Well, why would he use that though? A quick little Google search. I'm seeing a strawberry with a clock on it. What is that from? Is that like a Newgrounds deep cut? Well, I'm gonna add the red Sonic Spring here, so I will add that right here. Actually, I'll add it right here. Actually, where am I adding it? Oh, right here. This is beautiful. Yes. I think this is from Newgrounds. I can't remember what it was for. We'll put like the Billy Hatcher egg maybe right here. Ah, it's too many dots. Put it over here. Too many polka dot things. Let's put the Billy Hatcher egg right here. It's funny how our climate disaster fiction usually focuses on extreme cold over extreme heat, though on a visual level, fighting against the cold is probably more appealing. True. But I don't know many other icy apocalyptic stuff. That's why I thought my Blood in the Land idea had a bit of more of an original twist, and like, here's something just a little different other than looking for water constantly. You said what? Am I bleeding in your eye? Monk. The AC must survive. That is the yin to the who left the fridge open. Tropic Thunder Yang. Talking a lot about Blood in the Land, though. Everyone check out Sidequests Galore, the new comic too. You know, definitely check out Blood in the Land though too. Again, if everyone loves it, and I hear about it more, I can work on it more. But I'm just really excited for this one, this new series. And if you're unsure about this new series, just ask me right now. Like, what do you want to know about it? What looks appealing to you? What would make you more intrigued by it? Just curious to know. Where can we find my stuff? It is all living on my website, crownobsidian.com, which if you go onto my YouTube channel or any of my socials, I made sure to link it everywhere. So, or just type in crownobsidian.com. You'll see my little crown logo in the URL, hopefully. And also my art will just be plastered all over the place, so. There's also free comics on there. Like, you don't have to, I'm not trying to wring you dry. You can enjoy the free stuff that I make too. Get a feel for my, my art, my storytelling, my comics. Just enjoy what I'm making. I got some other free comics in the chamber for Sidequests Galore specifically that I'm working on, but I'm making like 2 videos out of it, which is pretty awesome. It's like a whole packaged bundle. So that'll be a free comic for you guys to get some insight of like the world and the characters a little bit, and just have fun with it. And then I'll have some videos about it too. So that will be sometime. Do you have an ending plan for Sidequests Galore? You don't have to answer. No. So, what I initially did was I was in like a real writing phase for a minute, maybe because it was like finishing a script felt super productive and like I was like, oh, I accomplished so much finishing a 30-page script or so. So I just kind of like roughly mapped out like, if we were treating this like a Netflix show or something, for example, there's like 10 episodes a season, 10 episodes an arc, whatever the comic format is. So I just kind of like vomit drafted the first 10 episodes, like the first arc of Sidequests Galore, and really got it all on the page just to have it out of my head. And now I've just been able to like see all the problem areas, slowly work on the story as I draw, really refine it. So in a sense, the first 10 are roughly poorly written, and I made it so on the 10th one I can kind of like soft end the series if I wanted to, but I have a lot of more ideas of where to take it for like a second arc, third arc, maybe a fourth arc. I don't know. The dreams are big, but I'm trying to be realistic and logical and just kind of focus on a 10 arc package for now. But even more minute than that is just finishing this first pilot one, just to get the ball rolling, get the momentum going, see if people are interested. But a ton of stories, ton of ideas, and then there's so much I want to do with it that's why I want to make these like free mini comics for social media, where it's like little mini quests or little extra stuff of them doing stuff, where the art maybe will be a little looser, the coloring will be a little less rendered, but it's still like the characters in the story, you'll still enjoy all of that. So exciting stuff ahead. I'm already trying a bunch of new things with this channel, with polls and a live stream, and yeah, just excited to see where the next flavor of this all will go. What time is it? 7:39 for the West Coasters out here. I'll do like another 20. I'll try and populate some of these items in the stack, and then maybe we'll call it. How's that sound? Which means please keep chattering away, and I will interact, and we will finish this. What are some other good fantasy items though? Maybe like some boots, like iron boots, kinda. That's more Zelda though. Whatever. What do they look like though? What they look like though? So much Zelda references. I get it. We get it. Zelda inspired this. I'm spelling like an idiot. Thank you, Google. Okay. What is your favorite format of comic to produce? Between comic strips, long-form graphic novels, or issue-based comics? You know what's kind of cool is I'm at a point where I have played around and experimented with all three of these. In a sense, I have I for a while on Patreon I had these Patreon exclusive comic strips called Ugdar, which was like a caveman. I was really inspired by Calvin and Hobbes, so I tried to make a strip every single Sunday for like a year. Then I got a little burnt out, but I still have a lot of ideas for Ugdar, so I need to think of a different way to do that. Comics, so let's break it down one at a time. Comic strip format was fun because you could make a lot per se. Like they're only like 4 to 6 panels max. So the feeling of accomplishment was definitely there. You'd be like, wow, I'm done. But the caveat was you want those 4 panels or whatever to actually pack a punch or pack a good joke or like be effective in whatever the setup and payoff is, and that's where it got a little tricky. Thinking of like a consistent quality, which we can rag on Garfield or whoever all we want, but kind of impressive how often he's pumping out. I guess they're not all hitters, but still. And then the long form graphic novel, which is kind of like my Blood in the Land comic, is what I initially wanted to do for my big dreams. I wanted like Bone, Scholastic, like Amulet. I wanted these like 180 page big old stories, for you to really sink your teeth in. In a perfect world, it's probably what I would want to stick with. But I have now fallen, I have a new love, and my new gal is the issues-based style, because I think you can kind of treat it like a long form graphic novel beta run. Or that's kind of what I'm doing here. Like this Sidequests Galore is a graphic novel in a sense. It's 76 pages, but I'm just realizing for one guy trying to do it all, splitting them up into smaller issue formats in order to feed it out into the world, get people noticing it, interested in it. It's way more effective than if I just hid away in my dungeon for a year and a half, and then I'm like, it's out. The whole damn thing is out, and then crickets or something. Like, this is, I think the issue based comics, especially for like indie creators, is where you know, you should really consider figuring out how to take your story and like put it through that pipeline in a way where you can, without ruining the integrity of the story, but just in a way to get it out there in pieces, and then when it's all said and done, you can compile it into that dream book that you were always envisioning. I think I answered the question. Yeah. Because like, if I could do Blood in the Land over again, I maybe would have split it up into smaller issues. I think what the trip up is with issues, or what my preconceived note. Hold on, it's dark in here. Let me turn on a light. My preconceived notion with issue-based comics was sometimes they felt a little too episodic and like monster of the week or villain of the week or something, and that, I don't know, that's just not what I wanted to tell. I wanted to tell more like Bone or something, like, you know, like graphic novels. But you definitely can find a compromise in having your cake and sort of eating it too, if you just find strategic ways to split it up. It's funny, I actually just got a comment on, I made a video like a year ago about like 5 or 10 things I would do over if I started indie comics, and I said something along those lines of like starting smaller, not like make smaller stories, but find ways to make your story smaller so it's more manageable to pump out. And someone commented recently and they were like, yeah, respect that, but I'm just not gonna do that. And I was like, hey, like, Godspeed. Just try to find little wins, little goalposts along the way. Otherwise you will burn out. Like, it's a mountain. Let's imagine you didn't make any comics and you wanted to read some. Would you read Sidequests Galore or Blood in the Land? That's a good question. Shit. God, they're just both so different. Like, you have to be in the right, it's like, I'm not going to just jump from watching Walking Dead to Adventure Time. I mean, you can, right? That's a hell of a jump. Stretch your calves first. So it's kind of like, if Sidequest is kind of like an Adventure Time Zelda, and that's like fun, you know? That's like a fun, easy, digestible, just jump right in. Blood in the Land had more of the Last of Us, a little more gritty, a little darker. So I guess the real cop-out answer is I would be drawn to both of them. Damn, that's a good question. You're stumping me. I would really go draw for both of them, or be drawn to both of them. But right now, Sidequests, Blood in the Land would entice me with like the length and like the way that I was always looking for an apocalyptic story that had that Last of Us adventure, and I feel like a lot of apocalyptic stories get muddled down with too big of a cast, or it's always zombie, bio warfare, or this or that. If I were flipping through Blood of the Land, I would have been like, oh damn, this is like, these are two people trekking the land, trying to stay alive. I'm into that, and it seems like it's a little more fast-paced than like The Road or something. If I saw Sidequests Galore, the art style I would be drawn to, because I'm like, all right, it has a snap to it, that's cool. But then I'm also just a sucker for Zelda and fantasy stuff, so this would, correct me if I'm wrong, but this objectively looks different than maybe if you went to Barnes & Noble and saw the other Dungeons & Dragons or fantasy books. There's just something, I feel like there's something that I'm bringing different to this look, where you're like, oh, this isn't just like a party of, you know, an orc and a rogue and a this and a that doing the damn thing. So I feel like issue-based comics can run into some problems with speed versus letting the story be told in the right place. Yes, 100%. Which is why I would like try to hybrid that and like take your graphic novel or your longer form story and still stick with that. Like, do not falter on doing a long form story. But are there ways to have like soft ending points so you can break them up into stuff? Which honestly was even like with Blood in the Land. That was, I thumbnailed the whole thing back in the day when I was a young, naive spring chicken, and that was like I was chalking up to like 400 pages for the whole thing. Somewhere around the middle, I was like, the story kind of softly ends. Right about here. Not like ends, but it kind of ends. I'm just repeating myself. It kind of dips. We can have a breathing moment here. And I thought that was actually a strong enough ending for a part 1, which is exactly what happened. And then I split up the book, and then I got about 200 pages out into the world, and people are reading it or discovering it. Versus if I just slogged away, drawing all 400 pages of whatever the hell I was thinking of. It just seems so much more insane now looking back at it. Like the hindsight truly is 2020. Been working on mine since I was 14, now 23. Definitely learned a lot of lessons the hard way. Definitely going to develop a simple style for any future projects. Hey, that's the goal, right? I was listening to a podcast. They're called the Comics Lab. Yeah. Their stuff's pretty good. I really like how they talk back and forth about figuring out your comic book mojo. But they always say the first step is to figure out how to make a comic good, and then you can figure out how to make it fast. So that's exactly what you're doing. Okay, I need more fantasy items in this last 10 minutes. Ooh, a gauntlet or something. That's not a bad idea. Okay, how about like right here? I don't want to do the Infinity Gauntlet though. That's boring. What are some other fantasy things? I need fantasy things. Do like a mask, not Majora's Mask. Do you do print on demand? So I did, or yeah, I did when I first got an account with Comics Wellsprings. That's comics with an X. They had a really, I think they still do. They have a really good website where you can like sign up and pay money to. Hold on, this music sounds loud. All of a sudden. They had a great website, or have a great website with the print on demand, where it's like, because that's where I print my books. So they were like, let's just cut out the middleman. You can just have people place the orders directly there, and we will ship it out, which was great. That's exactly, I had no problems with that. The only reason why I switched to my own website, where now I ship my own books out and all that fun stuff, is because they went into like a, they wanted to like revamp their website, and they went through like a 4 or 5 month maintenance shutdown where like we all got refunded our accounts and like the store would be closed for a while. And it was in that moment where I realized I needed my own plot of land, my own website to sell the comic, because I can't afford any external factors like another company or another website choosing to shut down their whole operation for a few months. Like, that doesn't do me any good. So print on demand, I think, is absolutely the move starting out, or like still figuring it out. But if you feel like you're in a good spot to just have like a, you know, a heaping pile of books at your place, and you can just individually ship them out when you need to, it's not a bad system. Issue by issue is probably smarter for indies, as it allows time for an audience to build up like a TV show. Dead on the money with that, exactly. That's a good one. Let's do that. Comics will. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta catch up on this. I agree. Relying on another website is a risky move. Yeah. Risky move. Getting into doing conventions, so the inventory will be there for both sending them out. Hell yeah, nice. I have yet to do a convention, so let me know how that goes. Comics Wellspring basically imploded this year. What? My friend had to move his stuff over to selling on a big cartel instead. How did they implode? What happened? You could hire any actor, regardless of budget, to voice your main characters. Who would you hire? That's a good question. That is a good question, because you know, like, you probably, all the characters you guys create, you probably have like, or like when you read a book or something, it's like you have a vague essence of like what maybe someone sounds like, but you don't know how to like formulate it into the real world. So for Agorn, this guy right here, I don't want him to sound like British or like posh, because he does have kind of a huge snark to how he talks. Funny enough, for Janley, I kind of, the placeholder voice in my head for a while was kind of like Pym from Smiling Friends, but like not as erratic and like but kind of like he kind of had more of like an accent, or like a more of like that upbeat, like don't worry, like something like that. I've actually been toying around with the idea of like making little animations of these guys too, because animations are always, you know, sexy on the internet. Moving pictures, way better than still pictures, but I had not figured out the voice factor yet, if I was doing voices. I was almost thinking even doing more of like the classic Cartoon Network style where the creator voices one of their characters. But I don't know, I'll have to actually play around with that. Honestly, Agorn looks like you would voice him. Yo, that's all I needed to hear. Done. We are locked in. I am gonna voice him now. No, I'll play around with it and see, but I'll have to, yeah, maybe do like more guttural, like "Arr," or something. I don't know. But thank you. It's actually kind of a nice compliment. I appreciate that. Maybe I just need to be a little crazy with some of these items now. And just, let's do like a lantern. Can never go wrong with a lantern. So now I put a little ghost guy in here. Ooh, we are about to wrap up, aren't we? I love comics, Charlie. I love comics. Pim, I don't think you should be saying that so loudly. Yeah, exactly. God, Smiling Friends ended way too soon. I love comics, Charlie. Alright, let's see what this looks like. This is, let's get rid of this. My notes on this are, it's a little cluttered, but the cool thing is with coloring, a lot of this won't be every individual item colored, so maybe it won't look as just visually noisy. Yeah, it still needs a little work, but I think the bones are there, which is good. Yeah, so alright, I guess that's going to be the end of my first live stream. Thank you everyone for hanging out, chatting, asking me questions, watching me work. Hopefully you worked alongside, got something done, or whatever, I don't know. But this was I actually had a lot of fun. I was, truth be told, I was only planning to do an hour, and we have surpassed that immensely, so that just shows how much fun this was. Would love to do it again soon. So, alright. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Keep drawing during the week. And, yeah, I'll catch you guys.